We are making my spinach and feta pie that you are going to love. If you love a classic Spanakopita appetizer or treat of any kind, you will love this recipe because it's basically that, but in a pie form, so that it's a lot easier to put together. And I just feel like anytime there's something sort of a pie or like a bigger version of something small, it instantly looks more abundant. So that is what we're going to make, and let's get started. In my skillet, I'm gonna add some olive oil, and to my olive oil, I am going to add some chopped onion. I want a good amount of olive oil, a couple tablespoons, and some chopped yellow onion. I want the onion to cook down, become translucent. I don't necessarily care for it to brown, I just want it to soften. I'm gonna add a small pinch of salt, and once that's there, I'm gonna let it cool for just a little bit before we start rolling, rocking and rolling. This is a great time while your onion is cooking and cooling to get everything else ready. You're gonna need two 10-ounce boxes of frozen chopped spinach that you're gonna make sure it is defrosted and you squeeze out all the excess liquid. You need some feta. Now feta, I love to buy a block and crumble it myself. I don't like pre-crumbled. I just don't think it tastes the same. I don't think it has the same texture. So I always make sure to do it myself. And chop up a whole lot fresh dill, parsley, and scallions. I actually didn't have any scallions, so I used lots of chives from my garden, and crack 4 eggs. So once everything is ready, get your oven preheating to 375, and then we'll start building our pie. My onions are ready, they've cooled, they are perfect, so it's time to build the filling. In a large bowl, I'm gonna go ahead and add my eggs. I'm actually not going to add any salt. We added some salt to the onions, but I'm not adding any salt to the filling because we're adding a lot of feta, and feta is very, very intensely salty. So you don't need to add any additional. Trust me, and I'm a salt lover. So if I say there's enough, there's enough. Whisk those eggs first. I just find it easier to give the eggs just like a heads up. And you're gonna come in here with your spinach. Now remember, I told you this was frozen chopped spinach, the best bang for your buck, because it's gonna take a whole lot of bags of spinach to get that much cooked spinach, if you get what I'm saying. A whole lot of fresh spinach. You're gonna add your sauteed onions right in here. It already smells great, and it's not even in the oven yet. And then to that, you're gonna add all of your herbs. Beautiful. The freshness is really just spot on here. And the cheese, and I just mix it all with a fork. Just gently come in here and get it all mixed as best you can. You can also switch to your wooden spoon if you like, but it does not need much. Just get that mixed well. And now we're gonna set this aside because I want to get my pan ready. And speaking of a pan, you'll need about a 9-inch-ish non-stick round pan. You can do regular and not non-stick, but I find that it's really difficult for the filo to not stick to it. So I just use this one. I got this from Italy, but any 9-inch pan will do. I like to add a little bit of olive oil, get a pastry brush if I can find one near me. I always put things all over the place and then I can't find them when I need them. Where's my pastry brush? Hold that thought. Brush that oil well around the bottom and the sides. And I'm gonna set this aside and I'm going to work on my filo. This is the filo that I buy. It's just the most common brand in my grocery store. We're gonna work with one. You know what I wanna do? I wanna grab a damp paper towel because I wanna keep the rest of the filo I'm not working with covered so it doesn't dry out. So let me grab that. Now, filo is extremely delicate. So when you work with it, you wanna work with it carefully. You're gonna use about 4 sheets at a time. See what I'm doing here? And you're gonna use about 3/4 of this package. And you see how I'm overlapping? And I'm overlapping so that I can have plenty to drizzle over, cover my filling. So we did 4. You're gonna do 4 more. And again, you'll do 4 more by overlapping just like so. And you don't have to oil in between. I oil every 4 to keep it easy. My pan is ready. My filling is ready. Remember, I used about 3/4 of the whole box of Filo. Put your filling in there. That out of the way. Beautiful. I've been teasing this recipe on IG since 2021, by the way. That's how long ago I first made this. And once in a while I share the photos that I took of this, and people always ask for the recipe. Put some oil on the inside of your Filo, and then you just take all the overhang. Okay, now remember, Filo is extremely delicate, so be careful, but don't be too careful. Do not worry, it is perfect. I'm actually gonna take the olive oil and put it in a bowl so that I can easily brush the top, because I want to brush it pretty evenly. And this is just gonna go into my preheated oven, 375, about 40-45 minutes, until it's intensely golden brown and gorgeous. And if you want to, you can just make a few slits over the top with a sharp paring knife. You can do one of these little things just for any air or anything to escape, although it's totally not super necessary, I don't think. And this is just gonna go in, and it's gonna be a golden brown and gorgeous. I'll let it cool before we slice, and then it's done. My gorgeous pie was in the oven 45 minutes exactly. I have let it cool. It's just about cooled completely. You want to make sure you give it time so that when you slice into it, it doesn't fall apart. It is a gorgeously golden brown. I went ahead and just lifted it out of the pan and right onto my platter. Easy peasy. When you use a non-stick skillet, it just works. Your Filo will sort of crackle and pop as you go to cut this, but that's just what Filo does, babe. Look at how gorgeous and stunning that is. It's sensational. It's good at room temperature, slightly warm. I'm gonna take a bite from it. I have to take a nice thumbnail for you, so I don't wanna destroy it too much. But you know, this little piece, no one's gonna miss this little piece. Is anybody gonna miss this little piece? I want you to see, minus my piece, how stunning that interior is. And let me tell you something. It's not overpowering, but every ingredient shines. So like, obviously a mouthful of spinach that gets like awakened by that salty feta. The fresh herbs in there highlight everything else. The crunch from the Filo, sensational. All the flavor profiles of Spanakopita, but in like a really nice pie version that just feels really abundant and really special. Little lartinthekitchen.com for a written recipe. Hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.